been a while since we last recorded this stuff. Help.
And it's copyright.
Oh, no. The YouTube, please. Warner Brothers, whomever. Don't take this video. Warner, I don't know. Or is it Universal?
It's UMG.
Is it UMG?
They're like the mega giant.
Yeah, it's fair. Megazord. Hey, everyone. Welcome back. It's been, like I said, it's been a while. I cannot not say it. Metal Waifu, Nick, Alexis. It's our anime episode for the month.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I cursed before the 10-minute mark. I don't care.
Oh, yeah. Here just take it down. Just, if you ain't gonna get monetized anyway, just throw it out here. But we decided to take a month break. We're back from it. And we were
still tired.
Still exhausted. 2021. The bags under my eyes keep getting bigger.
And they're not designer.
Designer eye bags. These are my Ray-Ban eye bags.
This shit is not Gucci.
The bags under his eyes is what killed him.
Oh, God.
It wasn't the murder. So we were brainstorming ideas of what we're going to do for this month, and we were cutting pretty close to time, and we were like, you know what? You remember the anime that we wanted to talk about that had the boobs and butts in it?
Oh, man.
And it's all about that. We should do that one. So we're talking about Keijo. Is that how it's pronounced? Keijo?
Yeah,
Keijo?
I think in the English dub they call it Keijo.
Keijo.
But the way that the Japanese say it is Keijo, so I'm
gonna go with Keijo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Keijo.
And it has like 7 exclamation points after it.
7. So it's basically there's another one. It's not Dura or whatever. There's one that has like a bunch of exclamation points in it.
No, I think it is.
It might be that one. Okay,
yeah.
I think maybe what it is. But we decided. I feel this is funny because I think this is the series because we didn't watch it all the way through. We watched like bits and pieces of it, but I think this is the series that we were kind of like, should we do a podcast about anime?
Yeah, that was just like one of the things that started it because we were watching just like random. Because we also were watching the one with the Decepticon girls.
Yeah, the thing that sucks about that one, is that it's just that mini series of the Transforming Girls. Which, like, if that was a whole series, I've been all about it. But like, I get it. There's probably not much storyline you can do with that anyway.
The girl drinking gasoline at the gas station. How much backstory does she have?
She got that Chevron with Techron. You know what I'm saying?
Good God. She running on diesel.
Oh, diesel.
She got that fucking $4 a gallon.
Diesel nuts.
Oh, God. Dear Lord.
Got him. But yeah, we wanted to talk about this one because we figured on all the streaming platforms between Funimation and Crunchyroll, it's only one season, 12 episodes. Mm-hmm. And so we decided to make that the episode. Should I go ahead and do this before we get into the full of it, just to let everyone know about it?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, we're not really planning it too much.
Yeah. So we don't have fire segues yet.
Oh yeah. We should call it that. If we have fire segues, we should edit it to where there's like a segue on fire with like a skeleton on it, just like.
That's what intros any sponsorships. This is fire segues. Just screaming.
Everything's burning. This is why we don't ride segues anymore. They're literally just fire traps. Today we have our first sponsor ever. But it's more or less a friend situation in terms of that we have a couple of friends of ours between our other job, Doug and April, who have a company called Belly Rubbers LLC. They're a catering and food production company specializing in international and American cuisine. They do a lot of they can do weddings, bridal showers, and everything along those lines. If you want to do catering around the area. But their biggest thing is that they'll do sales on various barbecues and rubs and all that kind of stuff. And they're
so good.
Oh, they're very good. We have a few jars of it over at our place. So we figured, why not give them a shout out? Why not give them a little bit of a little nudge? And
Doug watches the podcast.
He does. He still wants us to do the Yu-Gi-Oh episode, which I think he's going to happen at some point.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah. I still love to go into the. I feel like we should watch like the newer seasons just to understand like what's happened since, because like
I'm scared.
Well, like I know like once you get past like GX, because GX is a GX is a bop for various wrong reasons, but like it is still very good. I have a PhD in dueling. It's such a good line. But like 5Ds, I think has like motorcycle dueling or something like that. Whatever.
Yeah.
Like you're like riding motorcycles. I'm like, that sounds kind of fun, but also ridiculous.
Which you get to actually do in like the app, the Duel Links app. They have events where you're like speeding down a road while you're dueling, and it's wild.
That's kind of fun. That sounds kind of neat. For their sponsorship, you can contact them through bellyrubberscatering@gmail.com. They also have a Facebook at bellyrubberscatering, which I believe is where they'll mostly post up, like, because they'll do like limited runs on their sauces. So if you want to follow them on Facebook, go nuts. They also have a Twitter at bellyrubbers belly_rubbers. Sorry.
We're great at sponsorships, guys.
belly_rubbers. And then they have an Instagram at bellyrubberscatering. So you just follow them on their Facebook. You just look up Belly Rubbers or catering or whatever, and then you'll be able to find them there. And then we'll be nice enough and we'll have some of their links under our in the info down below, just so you guys can look it up, so you don't have to rely on me telling you what they are.
Or I'll probably also put it on the screen, so give you all of it.
Oh, that'd be nice too. Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that editing.
You can just put shit on screen. There you go.
Yep.
Any blunders or whatever? Nah, fam. We're doing that. But back to the episode. What is our little intro you have for Keijo?
So I kind of got back into my ridiculous amount of backstory synopsis writing.
Yeah.
And also just like general research, because I kind of fell off the wagon with that just because, life.
Yeah.
So I kind of have two synopsises here that I'm going to have to mash into one thing.
Two synopsis. Two.
Yes, I know.
Two. Count them. Two pieces.
So Keijo, which is also known as Hip Whip Girl.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's a Japanese sports manga. That's what it started as. About a fictional women's-only sport known as Keijo, where these athletes use only their breasts and butts to defeat opponents or send them into the water. They will battle on top of a platform called a land. It's typically in the water again. And yeah, you can't use your hands. Can't use hands, can't use feet. Just boobs and butts. It's written and illustrated by Daichi Soriyomi. So for the manga, which I found this pretty crazy, before it got canceled, it ended in 2017 with 177 chapters, which is pretty nuts.
It's wild for what this is.
Yeah, it really, that's a lot of content for this concept.
So much content.
Yeah. And then the first anime episode aired October 6th of 2016. There's 12 episodes in totals, and there's in total, and there's 6 OVA episodes as well.
Okay.
So, or OVAs, as you'll hear me call them.
I was gonna say, because I remember if we had seen anything, because I was trying to remember like from the clips we've seen. I figured we saw one or two that I didn't notice during the season, and I was trying to figure out if there was a second season, but that makes more sense if there was OVAs or whatever.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But the general story is we have Kominashi Nozomi.
Omonashi, yeah.
She's technically, so I think in the manga she's 17, but they very, very clearly in the anime tell, I just turned 18.
I just turned 18.
So thank you all for doing that, because it made me just a small bit less uncomfortable. She's an exceptional gymnast. There's many colleges that are trying to recruit her that have like amazing gymnastics programs, but she has decided on a different career path, which is to go into Keijo, because she is extremely poor. She comes from a very poor family. Money is everything to her. And I did notice this in the anime, and I'm guessing it's intentional because it happened every single episode. Whenever she talks, everybody else would say like, like going, she says going. Everything is like shortened. She's got like this
Yeah.
slang, and I don't know if that's supposed to be saying something about like where she came from.
Yeah. So like, well, here's the thing. Like,
And she's also like really crude and kind of like she just says whatever comes to her mind. I shouldn't say crude. That's the wrong word there.
no, what was it? I noticed. Yeah, like not specifically. I guess I didn't really notice in like the dub, but like when I was watching some of the sub or whatever, the sub would say like TA or like
Yeah, she
or
was
like
ta. We're going to win.
Or go with
Ta
Tawin, you know what I'm saying?
So I don't know if that's supposed to be saying that she was not as educated. I don't know what that's.
I don't know.
Because nobody else in the series talks like that. Everybody talks in full sentences.
Right, but yeah, it's weird. It's a weird point of contention because there's also a part later on in the series that talks about that. But is there anything else in the synopsis? Or
Yeah, so that's why she she steps into the world of Keijo. She wants to become a prize queen, which is like the top of the top athletes that make all the money. Keijo is also a type of gambling sport.
Yeah.
Once again, they battle on land and have to try and get each other or knock each other off or knock each other down. Like you can basically KO somebody.
Yeah.
And a bunch of people will bet on you, just like any typical sport, like fantasy football and all that.
Yeah.
And yeah. And that's that's the main thing. And she is with her friend as well, who is Miyata?
Miyata, I think so.
Yeah.
Mazda Miyata.
Yeah, she's that's her like close friend that she goes into, which she was a judo player.
Yeah, she was like a judo prodigy before she went over to Keijo. But yeah, so like the intro of the series, like throughout the show, they always make a point of it is like the reason why it's gotten a lot of popularity is because it's a big gambling sport. So everyone it's like there's horse racing, all that kind of stuff, and now they're like Keijo is the next big thing. And so I was okay. The first thing I was trying to figure out was that is this an actual thing in Japan? But you said it's fictional, so I'm assuming.
So fun thing about that though, it is fictional. It's a fictional sport. But while in my research here, I found out there's some fans in Portugal that made it into a real sport. It's not as obviously as crazy. It's pretty much only from the videos that they made of it. They only use like hips and butt sort of thing, and they put pads on and everything. But they did the exact same thing. There's like a big, I don't know if you've ever been to like a water sports park or whatever.
Yeah.
They have like those floating trampolines and stuff. They're basically on like one of those, and they're trying to push each other off. So the fans kind of made it into a real thing, but of course it's not like an actual real thing.
So I think then at this point, I think the only major influence I think we can absolutely point this to as like a precursor to this is the 2000s Xbox classic Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball.
Oh my god.
Because that's the only other place I can think of where that shit's in it. Because there's literally a mini game where you select one of the fighter characters and they were literally bouncing their butts and their boobs off the thing or whatever. And that was one of the mini games. And then there's like other stupid mini games. It's like basically a dating simulator. Best part of that game is the gambling. Like the casino, because you can just play roulette the entire time and just you have thousands and thousands of dollars to spend. And you're just like spinning wheel. Yeah, that's what I like.
That's the unfortunate thing with mangas is like the authors are not very like active in the public, so you can't ever find out anything. Because I tried to find out. I literally Googled why was Keijo made, like trying to just find if there was something from like the author that was saying like what their inspiration was or like what they were going for. There's not a whole lot, at least that I had found.
That's weird.
Maybe I just didn't search enough.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't. It's because I don't have Japanese Google. I can't get in.
Japanese.
I can't tap into that part of the internet.
Yeah. I do not know what the influence of this anime was. Okay, I don't know what the influence is. My biggest thing about this anime was I was trying to figure out the intention of it.
Well, yeah.
Right. So like the anime starts off. It's already a ridiculous premise as it is because you're dealing with this whole thing where the way the sport is treated in this show is it's sincere. Like treat it
super serious.
It's super serious.
It's like American football.
Yeah, it's treated as very professional. It's treated as a wide known sport. But what it is between just girls bouncing bombas and buddhas off of each other, trying to knock each other into the water, make each other fall or whatever, is super ridiculous and hyper sexualized. So you're just kind of like, It's basically like a shonen for perverts.
Well, I mean, it's not quiet about the fact that it is all fan service.
No,
Like it
my
is,
God. Yes.
it's all about fan service, which is fine. Like that, I get why people want to do that. I
Yeah.
get, because there's a lot of media like that. I get why you want to have that sort of thing. You want to just dick around and do something kind of stupid and be able to, because at the same time, and this is where a lot of people's dilemma is at the same time, you have this hypersexualized, very fan service series, but it's very like strong athletes. These girls are very strong and they work very hard and it's very serious in the world outside, like this version of Japan inside this anime takes it very seriously.
Yeah.
It's not like a joke sport and people are like, "Oh, we're just going to go watch some hot babes." No, they take it like very seriously.
Yeah, it's weird. So like the best example I think I could think of, because we had mentioned it during our beach episode, was High School of the Dead, where that's a show where a lot of its themes are serious and everything along those lines. But because of the way the art is done and how everything's drawn, I don't know if necessarily it's a cultural thing or like just we're kind of missing that point. But it's like it gets kind of ridiculous, and then they'll have like their fan service episodes, like the beach episode, where it's like weird and out there and clearly just like wink wink nudge nudge and everything along those lines. But I'm like, this show, because like the first part of the series is basically like it's structured like a traditional shonen, is that it is you start off with like there's some early fighting stuff, early career for the character, and she has her downfalls and she gets defeated by one of the other characters. And she goes to this school to go because they do like testing for.
Well, they went out to the training camp. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, they went out to training camp to start off, and then they go from there to the school where there's like they're like in the middle, and there's like an elite.
Well, no, they went to the school, and then the training camp happened, and then the East-West War happens.
Well, yeah, it's about
everything's very short because it's only a 6-month program.
Yeah,
it's very quick.
It's very it goes by her fast, but the train camp's with the pros, right?
Yeah,
So
that was when she did the turn-up training. And then after that, after the East-West War is where they like go off into the pro division.
Yeah,
I don't know if those are schools. I know that like. Everybody's there, but they're all considered pros. So right. I guess it's like a.
They're like
a main training.
I think there's like rankings or something like when you're in the pros or something like that, like divisions or something along those lines.
Yeah, because the one girl, she kept talking about getting promoted.
Yeah, because like and they describe it a little bit as like there's like clubs, but they're like it's a solo sport, but you're part of clubs that like they're organized like.
And apparently there's some that also fight in teams. Like, they exclusively fight in teams, and then there's people that exclusively fight solo.
Yeah. There's a lot. Like, there's enough detail in this show to where it's like, okay, they definitely want to, like, build a world around it and everything like that. But there's not enough detail, at least for me, to, like... There's enough detail to, like, expand the world, but the detail, it's very tropey. Like, it's very much in the trope of...
But what isn't?
Well, right, but it depends on like what you do with the tropes, right? Like it depends on what you do with those baseline ideas with like sports animes like Eye Shield and all that, Haikyuu and all. And it really depends on what you do with this. So at this point, because it's taken seriously as like a sports shonen and everything, what's the angle of the show besides just big bazongas and dummy dump cheeks?
It's supposed to be her. It's supposed to be her journey of like getting wealth, because she becomes recognized by the pros when that training happens. She becomes recognized as like somebody that they're really keeping their eye on.
Yeah.
So I think if the anime was as fleshed out as the manga clearly is, we would probably have a better storyline.
Yeah.
I think the anime focused more just on what the sport was, and possibly I think the manga might actually focus more on her journey as a fighter, as an athlete.
Right.
And we just don't know that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know where the hell to read the manga.
Well, yeah, I mean that part too, but like, I guess that might be the issue with just the anime itself if it's not going into that detail, because they only can do so much. But that's also assuming the fact that the manga, it goes into more detail about the characters and all that kind of stuff. Because
the way that I will say in my research, the way that the synopsis was written for the manga and like the things that I was finding, it tells you that you have Nozomi and what's her first name? Is it Sayaka?
I think it sounds familiar.
They are like the main characters, and then everybody else kind of rotates out.
Yeah.
So, but it is mainly supposed to follow those two, and the way that, personally for me, the way that the anime was left off would make you think that a second season was going to come.
Oh yeah.
So
no, 100%. I think they were aiming for a second season, but that came out in 2016. It's already been 5 years. So
well, he stopped the manga too.
Yeah.
It got canceled. The only thing that was brought out that I guess the author directly said was the lies about not having, or the rumors about not having like funding or whatever, were not true. Apparently there were just some discrepancies between like him and the publisher and him, and he also started noticing that the magazines were putting his chapters at the very end of the magazine, which typically means that those are the least popular mangas. So I think all of that just kind of like bogged down the writer.
That's fair. So it just kind of brought everything kind of down in terms of trying to do and everything, and then it ultimately just got canceled.
Yeah.
Which I guess you can say, like, if he's trying to get mass publication for this type of manga, especially for what it really, like, what it is and how it's portrayed, I can also see it being a very hard sell in certain like the way it's done and everything along those lines, especially like when it came to like stateside or whatever. Like, I think the only reason I heard about it was just because like every once in a while you hear somebody go like, "Have you seen this shit?" And you're just like, "What are you talking about?" And then people just watch the clips. But here's the thing. So for me, like the first like half of this season is basically just a lot of it's the training camp. You're getting to know a lot of these characters. Everyone kind of has like a little quirk and all that kind of stuff. The show does this really weird thing where it can't decide if people have mystical powers or not.
Oh, I know. Well, no, but I mean, they kind of cancel it out. They're like, all of the mystical powers they figure out are fake. They're not like real. Like magician bitch and her oiled up titties.
Well, okay. So there's that. But then there's Aoda or whatever her name is, Aoda or whatever. The girl kind of looks like the chick from Doki Doki Literature Club. The brown hair, ponytail. She had the.
Oh, the like basic bitch of the group.
Yeah, she is like super quiet and everything, and she found out that she could. She can
by touching hands. She can tap into all of their.
By touching butts, ma'am. By touching.
No,
butts.
she said hands.
It's butts. She absolutely that was the whole angle of
Was
her.
It? I could have swore she said like I can touch hands and I can tap into any of their.
It was firmly stated as the Doctor Strange portals showed up of ass cheeks.
I remember that
during that fight was a clear sign of because the way it's presented when she has her hand out, it's her like going through everyone.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Me okay. I gotta explain some shit. So the main reason for that is that there's a few characters who. Some characters have certain abilities during the show that either range from like physical techniques to unlocking chakras. One girl started doing like like Naruto style hand signals and everything. Another girl said she was a fairy princess and summoned fairies around her butt and made it like tight. It's weird too how the muscles flex as the way they draw them.
Terrifying.
Oh god, it is like contortioned, like tightened, like twist. It looks like the worst cramp you ever seen in your child. It's this. It's like in the SpongeBob episode where they're told not to eat food before they go into the water, and then.
Oh no! And he gets a cramp.
Bad cramp. Bad cramps.
Oh my god.
Yes, it's like that, but it's on these anime characters have ridiculous proportions and you're just like, okay. There's Homegirl who.
Whoa, there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot in the manga because I just clicked on one character and the amount of information that I did not know about this character is all just.
Yeah. one character found out that the character we're talking about is that one, she can tell the direction of the wind and where things are going to go. And then the other thing is that they find out that through touching, like getting a firm grasp on other players, but donks, she can get the play style and information from that player. So her and her other friend, the redhead, they decide to be friends and with everyone and be like, hey, we're giving out free massages for everyone who needs them and everything like that. And then they line up the school and they all get massages, and she's just going in these ass cheeks, like analyzing everything. Like, yeah, this is information I need. Mm-hmm. Yeah, every crevice tells me more. You're just like. It's like cutting down a tree and seeing the rings of the tree and being like, yes, this tree's been here for a long time, but it's with butt cheeks. Yeah, so there's shit like that, and then like there's another character who I liked her as a character because.
Do you remember this bitch?
Oh, she was
Nanase, the butt eater.
Butt eater.
Dude,
Solid.
her. The entire time in that fight, man, she's like, I'm going to eat your ass. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Metal Gear Solid, butt eater.
It was so hardcore. Episode 9 was the wildest fucking ride.
God.
Just because their commentary while they're fighting was just like...
They talked a lot during this, especially her. She was talking...
Oh my God, she wouldn't shut up.
She would not shut up.
Like, I'm going to eat with my fork and my knife and just, what is going on? Like, ma'am, you're so aggressive. She's from the other school because this is the East-West War.
Oh God, speaking of fucking aggressive, homegirl with the blonde hair.
Mio's I fucking love this character. Okay, the show has a soft spot in my heart now, like since watching all 12 episodes, but Mio is...
She got fucking handsy. She got real handsy.
She's you want to talk about horny on the main. This girl, like, so she, like, her first... like real introduction to her is when she does titty hypnosis, which they then have to ban because it made her knock out 3 people.
It was forbidden already. It was already forbidden. And
was it? Because they made it the way that, well, maybe it was just the way that because I had watched the first ones sub and then switched into dub. Yeah. And I feel like some things got changed in dub.
I watched the first 2 in sub. And because I was also trying to multitask, I was like, I can't do this in sub. And you were just like, here's the dub on Funimation. I'm like, thank you. So I watched the rest of it on dub.
Yeah, what would you do without me? Jesus Christ.
I'm fucking useless.
What is she?
But yeah, she used titty hypnosis to knock out 3 of the players, sending them into the water, which almost gets I want to call her Dr. Butt Supreme because she summons the wall of Doctor Strange portals of butt cheeks. Just like looks like the Thanos. It looks like an Infinity War Endgame. But she gets knocked out during that, and they assumed that she wasn't going to make it with her friends. But because she used a forbidden technique, she basically got an auto pass because she got cheated. Basically.
But she is so horny. Her fighting against the twins in the East-West War. Yeah. And them enjoying it. She's like, I love to hear your moans of pleasure. God. And I was like, and even the announcer says they seem to be liking it. I'm like, please don't announce that to the crowd.
Yeah. That's also the same fight. Where Homeboy. So the girl who's the former judo champ, you cut back to her backstory a little bit and you find out that her dad was extremely disappointed for her going to Keijo instead of judo. Not because it's like, wow, you're doing this sport where you're bouncing your butt and boobs off of other girls in the water and everything like that over karate. It seems a little suspect. He's like, no, it's purely because she left judo in general.
Yeah, like this sport is not seen as sexual.
No. But then they show up to her match. Yep. To watch her fight. And this is the same match where her technique, her specific technique, is she gives herself a wedgie to unlock her special powers and all that stuff.
What is it called?
I don't know, man.
We have a whole segment talking about all the technique. Well, not all of them because there's a lot of technique names, and obviously not all of them were put in the anime.
No. But
she
she pulls up her swimming panties. They're basically fucking panties. Her bikini bottoms, and they go glow green, and then they explode. And it has it set up to where the bottom's still on, but the front and the back flap have been torn.
Oh yeah, she like blows out her shit because she hikes it up so far to like charge this attack, and this is in the East-West because she'd never done this before. This was only in the war.
Doesn't she also whip a titty out?
Jesus Christ! I think that was both of us. Wow, my mic just said "fuck you."
Your mic
if it just goes mute, then it's because we're both stupid. There's a lot of titties that get whipped out. We'll talk about, but we're gonna talk about the spinning titties too.
But yeah. No, she does that move, and then like at the end of the thing or whatever, her parents come out and her dad's like, "I'm proud of you, daughter." I'm like, "You just what?"
Well, because remember, she used her titty to do the judo throw. She used that, because obviously, and there's a flashback where he's like teaching her how to do this throw, which comes from over your back, over your one shoulder, and he remembers telling her, well, use your butt. You've got to use your butt to like really force the momentum, and he just like has this like coming to Jesus moment of like, wow, judo helped her become a better Keijo player.
Okay, so everything's censored, right? Like you can't it's. You see cleavage and all that kind of stuff, but there's flashes of like power flashes, right?
Yeah. Or they once they're done, the hair falls back over or something.
But like that's like usually like the splash shot or whatever. And the splash shot, the description is described like, oh my god, she caught her nipple caught the bikini top of the one chick, and she judo throws her. I'm like, her nipple caught that? Well, she got some aggressive areolas. I'm like, what?
Yeah, well, our main character does the same damn thing with one of her nipples. Everybody just... It's funny because, like, the boob techniques, at least in the anime, are not talked about as much. And then all of a sudden you get in the East-West War, and they can just do all sorts of shit.
You're when they show up... Okay. So, best way I can describe this show. If you're like me... If you feel like you're going to lean towards where I'm at with this show, the first half of this season is like the first half of this show is pretty like okay, whatever, it's a show in, and then like there's some fan service stuff. There's like a bunch of times where they go into the sauna and they're like, ooh, they're making fun of one girl's boobs being too small and all that kind of shit, like tee hee hee ha 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 ha.
Poor girl.
Yeah, she gets fucking reamed. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, she's got the smallest. They were so fucking rude. Let me tell you.
She just got beat.
There was some parts. No, she's an A. I distinctly remember. No.
The show says A.
Yes,
the show says A.
But,
the drawings say.
I felt a lot of this because her fucking friends were like, "What does she think she's gonna do with those A cups? You can't do anything with those mosquito bites." And I'm like, I'm feeling very attacked. I'm not even a part of this.
I knew there was two parts of that show that you're gonna think of specifically. That one, and then Homegirl with the Cerberus ass listening to the yaoi and shit.
I love it's the same girl. No, it's the blue girl. It's what's her name?
Chick. Blue hair chick is the thoroughbred.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah. No, my BL girl. No, the thoroughbred girl is the one that's into BL.
No. Well, thoroughbred girl, the Cerberus girl, is the one that's in the BL. The one that's made fun of her tiny boobies is judo chick.
Yes. Yeah. But
yeah,
she's over there just fucking like. Girl, been there.
I was
been there.
I was watching the show. I'm like, what's this yaoi shit? Like, first off, it's the first time I think we heard American. Besides the guy in the intro, it's the first time you hear male voice actors in the show.
Yeah.
And then like you're just like, what the? Like, she horny on private.
She's not really because she's at fucking training. She's just like listening to it off the side, and they're like, "What you listening to?" It's like, bitch, you don't bring that out in public.
Yeah, man, you don't bring out.
I mean, I do, but it's fine. That's my personal choice.
That's fine. I do what I want.
You're barely 18. You should not be making those choices. Listen to adults. Don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't be horny on Maine yet.
Yeah. Wait until you can consume alcohol.
Yeah, just about. Awful. Heinous. But yeah, so
No,
like,
see, her main is yeah. So Sayaka's main one is called K acceleration. That's her main ability.
yeah, because when she gives herself the wedgie, it's K acceleration. Yeah, K acceleration. But yeah, she does like the judo throw, and their parents come out and being like, oh, we're so proud of you or whatever. I'm just like, this is weird. This is kind of cringe because like you literally just saw your daughters like just whipping out everything. You're just like, I don't know if it's like the equivalent, but I feel like it's kind of the equivalent. It's like you going in, it's like knowing that your daughter work at this strip club, and you're like, we're proud of you, honey.
Dad's over there throwing dollars. I also love, by the way, that this stadium must have the most fucking incredible acoustics because he's in the stands while she's in the middle and he goes, I'm very proud of you, sweetie. Like, doesn't say it like he's yelling it.
No, yeah.
And it just blasts to her. And I'm like...
Or the cut twos of some of the scenes where they're cutting, like, everyone's inside, like, a side room, like, watching it from the television or whatever.
Oh, yeah, and she's, like, talking to athletes on the fucking land.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and they're like, yelling and screaming, like, you can do it, yeah, you can. Like, almost like, bitch can't hear you.
They're behind glass.
But apparently they can.
Yeah, because the coach from the East school, she literally, like, gives, what the hell's her name? Mia?
Yeah, maybe.
Maya.
Mia?
Maya and Kaya. Was that what it was? Something like that.
Mia, Kia. Oh, yeah, Maya and Kaya.
Yeah, she, like, literally gives her tips.
The bitch with a fucking random multiple personality disorder.
Yeah, it's like some fucking Rosario vampire because her hair color changes and everything. I was like, what the fuck?
I thought for a second she got an eye patch. I'm like, what? That would have been the best thing. If like, she turns evil and she gets an eye patch, I would have been like, she was the greatest. Because at that point, I would have been like, oh, you're absolutely doing this for laughs, 100%. But like, oh, it was so, oh, God.
Who's also, so this is like, I have the wiki opened up where they have the characters. So obviously we have the elite class, which is everybody we're talking about. And then there's the two different branches. Well, so you have, these girls. Wait, is this the girl I think it is?
Who, what, when, where, why?
I don't even know. Jesus, it tells you when their manga debuts are, and like this girl was chapter 90 when she debuted. This one I clicked on.
Okay.
Sakuragi.
Yeah, no, it's
that girl that was like you. No, wait. No, what the fuck? My phone. Okay, never mind. My phone's freaking out. I'm having problems.
You clicked on the wrong wiki page. You clicked on the wrong page, man.
Nothing's working. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's just like, so like that, like once you get into like, so during their school time or whatever, they're getting prepared because you come to find out from the teachers, which one of the teachers is like a former, like, it's funny because they go to flashbacks of her and she looks like a big titty, big booty Keijo player and everything like that. But then when they come back to her, between her injuries and menopause, she's
round.
She's round, short, round, angry-looking lady, who can still apparently put it down on a pad for Keijo, but you find out that that's the school they're part of. They have a East versus West war, which is basically it's the tuning exams where you had to fight against the different villages. It's a different schools. It's a showing.
And they haven't. The West hasn't won in 11 years.
11 years. It's been a while.
Jesus.
Yeah, so they haven't won in 11 years, but they are between.
The East talks some massive shit.
Between the prodigy main character who's looking to try and get money because she's from poverty, finds out how to use the secret the forbidden technique, or not forbidden. It's like, it's a technique you can do, but it's apparently very damaging on her body.
Yeah, and only so many people can do it.
Vacuum.
Butt cannon.
The vacuum butt cannon. It's like she does it during like one like the sessions against one of the teachers, and it's against the retired teacher. And she does it, and she's just like, you just did a vacuum butt cannon. You shouldn't do that. It's bad for your body.
And then she like completely cramps up and like, ah.
Yeah. Well, so like, I was expecting the teacher to be like, don't do that. And then like you get like a little bit with the teacher's backstory being like, that's what caused her to retire was because she did the vacuum butt cannon. But they never say that. They never go into it. She's just like, yeah, you should don't do it. Just don't do the thing. But then she's like, all right, wear this super tight suit that's going to constrict your body. And
What is it? The UTM or whatever.
I keep on wanting to say a UTI. I'm like something way different. I'm like UTI. Oh, UTM, not UTI. Jesus.
Yeah, no.
You need to wear this suit. What's it called? A UTI. Does it?
Excuse me?
Does it give you a? No. It's for ultra technique instructional.
And it takes her a month to get used to the suit because it's supposed to be like very restrictive and it makes your muscles work twice as hard.
It's the Rock Lee is wearing stone plates under his clothes thing. It's like they wear the suit. She wears a suit to make her, because when she takes off, she's like, oh, everything feels so lighter because she gained a bunch of muscle mass.
And she got thicker. Literally with a fucking yardstick over there measuring her ass. And then she realized that had then become her weak point.
Listen, if
she
you
couldn't move as fast.
If you got dummy thick, wouldn't you want to like whip out a yardstick and be like, that's what I thought.
I mean, I don't use a yardstick. I use a freaking fabric tape measure like a normal seamstress.
I'm sorry. I'm just
It's true.
I know, but I'm just imagining somebody using a yardstick just to measure the width of their ass, and it's like,
excuse me.
That's what I thought. Yep. I don't know why it's funny to me. But yeah, she finds out because she got too thick. She lost a lot of her mobility, and so there's another thing. They go to a training camp where they train with a bunch of pros, which then you find out that there's various types of Keijo fighters, of players, which they don't go into detail of what each one kind of is.
Yeah, in-fighters, out-fighters.
Innies, outies.
I could probably click on it because there's a thingy.
I'm sure. Maybe the manga is like what each one of these does is very different. But everyone has like a different like fighting style, and so like everyone gets paired up with a pro who's known for that style, and Prodigy lead character is taken by the pro to go rip out turnips with just her hips.
Yeah. It's just she wraps it around her hips and then has to wrap it around like the base of the leaves of the turnip, and she's supposed to rip it out.
Yeah.
And it be still one piece.
Yeah. And so like it takes her like a week or so or something like that.
It's just like the whole training camp.
Yeah, just ripping out these turnips.
And everybody had to eat nothing but turnips.
Nothing but turnips. At one point, your Mio girl comes up to her and like gives her advice, and then
just molest her.
Dude, just full grip the titty,
like down,
underneath.
But she went like through the sleeve and then
just fucking. Hey,
she's like, and she's like telling about taking her into bed and stuff, and I was like,
I'm like, ma'am, this can
horny on the main.
Horny on. Cops might get called. Horny on the harass. I'm like, damn.
So our main girl is an infighter.
Yeah, she's
an infighter and a counter is what it says on here.
Yeah,
but an infighter are close range fighters that mainly focus on power. They fully utilize their strength to sink their opponent. However, their attacks are usually standard. Thus, it's easy to find an opening to counter them.
But she is a
The infighters usually aim for one-hit kills as they focus all of their strength into their butts. The infighters are disadvantaged when fighting on a narrow-type land, as the outfighters are able to move faster and corner them. However, they have more strength than the outfighters. As such, they are able to wipe out the outfighters with little effort. And then a counter is... Because there's 3 fighting styles of Keijo, so there's just the 3.
Innies, outies, and counters.
Yeah. Counters are fighters that are focused on defense and utilize their opponent's strength to convert it into their own attack. The counters usually tend to reflect their opponent's movement before striking them down if they manage to find an opening. Due to their lack of speed, they are disadvantaged if they face off against the outfighters. However, they have the advantage if they face off against the infighters. So.
Yeah. But in the show, it's not necessarily, I feel like, projected in terms of like when they're using those styles. It's not really. I don't really feel like they really go into too much detail about that stuff because it's mostly just like I do insane, crazy technique thing that involves either my ass cheeks getting tightened with aggressive muscles or me vigorously, I mean like either rubbing or twisting. Like there's
I
no.
love that one moment. They're like, "Why are they? Why is she fondling her titties?" Like, and the words that they use. There's literally at one point in the show when they said like bazongas, and I'm like,
Yeah.
did we really just? Did we?
Yeah, we did.
Did we just say that?
We just we've entered this realm.
Oh my god.
We've entered this realm of using the term bazanga for a woman's breasticles.
It's just fucking wild.
Dude, yeah. So like when I was watching the last 4 episodes, I was breaking out laughing in terms of just the absolute absurdity of that, like the East versus West fight. Because
it's great. It's what, 3 episodes?
4.
Four
It's
episodes.
4
That's
episodes.
the last 4 episodes.
The last 4 episodes of this series are just a befuddlement of just hilarity, cringe. There's a lot of cringe. There's a lot of things that make they happen and you're like, ugh.
I was scream laughing a lot of the times.
Dude, when homegirl like Mia was against the twins and she was like clapping their cheeks first and then she was clapping their boobies and they're just like, oh my god, and you're just like, could you
This
really
is very horny.
really in front of my salad you're gonna just do this shit? Like, do children go watch these games?
Not that was shown in the stands,
Good,
at least I hope.
Good. I hope to God, because if I saw a single child, I'm like, you need to go home. You need to go home and think about anything else but this shit. Oh God. There's that. There was again the perky something Piper or something like that was homegirl with the twisting her nips and everything along those lines. I liked some of the stage ideas. Because, like, the first, like, during the East-West War, the first...
The jungle gym.
The jungle gym was neat because it's, like, various, like, padded bars that they had to go, like, try and balance on and fight on and everything like that. That was cool. I liked the twin planes. I actually really liked that setup and everything. It was, like, 2 planes and they're, like, brought up with chain or whatever. And at one point during the fight, our home team, the home school, they basically, like, divert the enemy team... by thinking that they're like outclassed and they like go off and separate out and solo each other.
Seesaw.
Yeah, and then they seesaw them with the planes because they all step on the corners of the plane on each side and they cause them to tilt and two of the enemy players fall over. And then the last one's just like it's like a house that keeps sinking.
Oh yeah, it's a castle. It's supposed to be an old Japanese castle, and so every time somebody falls off, it sinks more in, which means you have less area.
And then you get introduced to a character in the main school who's like a samurai chick who like almost like she says like I'm about to commit seppuku or something like that, and I'm like, what? Don't, girl. It's what? I'm like, what the fuck's this show? It is such a. It's at one point.
We haven't even talked about homegirl on the East team. That's just the big bitch.
Oh yeah. There's a girl who's just and she's drawn like a bit like she's like.
She's drawn so like they're just so
crudely.
like rude. It's so rude.
It's really bad. Like there's some. There's the one homegirl who's the buff chick with like kind of like it was like
that
like
was
a bob cop like
the West player.
No, she was with in the trials the one homegirl with like the bob cut.
Oh, I know. Yeah, she had like a 6-pack.
Yeah,
I was like, damn, where the hell did she come from?
It's like. You know what she reminded me of? She reminded me of that one buff chick at the end of Goblin Slayer that showed up randomly.
That's what she reminded me of too. I was like, she's back.
Yep.
She's not as tan, but she's back.
Oh no, nowhere near. Not glistening. She was fucking glistening with the Amazonian. Jesus Christ! I'll probably rewatch that like Goblin Slayer and just be like, "Fucking what the stack just crush me." Yeah, it's like some of the characters are drawn like pretty like standard or whatever, and then there's some characters you're just like, that's fucking rude, bro. Like come on, man. Like you can be a little more kind to this drawing.
Yeah.
You don't have to be like, get it? She's fat, and you're like,
yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, very much. Oh, but Attack on Titan was her was her technique.
Oh my God,
Dude,
that's
it was like,
right.
I thought it was like borderline fucking copyright infringement.
It's like
Attack on Titan! Attack on Titan! And it cuts to like the shot, and it looks like the walls of the city and the butts coming down, and literally the Attack on Titan's on. It says Attack on Titan.
it's so bad.
It's so insane.
God.
And then Homegirl, the girl who has multiple personality disorder, kicks her out because she's just like, nah, I got this, fam.
Yeah, she kicks her own freaking teammate off.
Yeah, she kicks the big girl off, and I'm like, wow, that's it's real rude. It's all rude here. Very
Yeah,
rude.
and then, halfway through the fight, she's just so overwhelmed and she knows that she's getting her ass kicked. She's like, I'm going to disappoint everyone. So then her other personality, Kaya, comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kia, or whatever. It's basically just like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, or Hulk, or
Yeah,
whatever,
and her eyes changed to like a pinkish color, didn't they?
something like that.
And then her hair's white and like white to pink. Yeah,
Yeah, because other girls like
she's blonde.
Blonde, but there's a little bit. I think she has like highlights at the bottom or whatever. And so it's just like,
It's just like, what the fuck?
she's like I'm bad. She's like, yeah. And I'm like, who cares? and then the thing that broke me during that last fucking fight was pink hair homegirl fucking realizing that they couldn't defeat him together. She's like, here, and just whips out her puppies, and it's just like, what? I forget what she said, what she called them, but she said like, why you show me your hard nips or something like that. I'm like, what, bro? What are you doing? She's just like, this is gonna give you strength. I'm like, what?
I still love when it's Cerberus girl. When she's fighting against the magician chick, and so she rips off her own top to block the sun, and then
no, that wasn't magician chick. That was the other chick. That was the girl that was giving judo chick shit at the start. She was part of the elite class. No, she was
the magician.
No, she wasn't the.
The girl that had oil on her boobs was the magician chick. Because I remember the card coming out of her ass.
You're right.
She just like discharges a card.
I got her mixed up with the fairy chick. That's what I got mixed up with. Yeah, no, because there's the magician chick in the last fight who has like oil on her boobs.
Yeah,
like,
she has a little white mask.
It's not an illusion. She just has her.
Yeah, she's just angling her chest to the sun, and so it reflects off the oil that's on.
Top.
She throws it up into the air so it blocks the sun right when she's going, and then she uses her ass to repeatedly hit her tits to knock off all the oil.
And this move takes like 20 seconds for it to happen because that bra is hanging high for a while.
it's like, up there.
It's way up there, and you're just like, what the fuck?
And she kept herself covered the whole time. She was like, everything she was doing was just one arm. Like, Jesus.
Because they're just like, avoid an AO rating, avoid an AO rating. And that was another thing, too, I noticed about the show sometimes is that, like, stuff would happen, and I'm like, what? Another logical thing was when they were doing it was during the trial where there was the four of them in, like, room 309 or whatever.
Yeah.
And, they're having to do the balloon, the beach ball bounce thing, consecutive amount of times, and so they find out their friend Iode can sense the wind. This is the same girl who touches ass cheeks and finds out that she unlocked techniques by just the dumpy dump trucks of the classes, but she can also tell that the direction the wind's going and where this ball's going to go. Just cause.
It's just a stupid ass thing she can do.
Just a thing that she can do. And they find this out and like, oh, you should lead. And she's quiet. To which then the reason why she's quiet is because the red hair chick, their other roommate, apparently had a weird accent and the main character made fun of it. And she's from a specific part of Japan, which I assume has some semblance of accent or whatever. Yeah. And was worried homegirl was going to make fun of it. So that's why she was quiet. Didn't want to talk. But then, like, during the thing, they get her to talk or whatever. But, like, during, like, the beach training or whatever, when the ball goes up and when the main character sees Iode's hair go in the wind or whatever, it tells her which direction the ball's going to go. So, ball goes up, and she's like, hey, go 15 kilometers to the left and then pass by the rock and then this and that. And they're like, got it. And I'm like, That you did not say it that fast and be that detailed about it.
Yeah, there's no fucking way. And still have reaction time to do it.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, what the fuck are you going... What is going on with this show? And it's... I'm like, what?
It's a fucking mess.
It's
a fucking mess.
It's a fucking...
But I kind of love it. No?
Okay, what's your hot take? Because you said you had a hot take on this shit.
Well, no, I mean, it's not really a hot take. It's just... By the end of the last episode, I had a really, really big soft spot for this show.
Okay. For me, in this show, plot-wise, it is thin. It is, there is some semblance of character development, but it is been there, done that, seen it before.
And I really think that's only because it's the anime and not the manga.
Possibly. But to say that I was not entertained, for at least for those last 4 episodes, nay. I cannot say that I was not.
It was entertaining as fuck.
It was a range of emotions. I feel like it falls into my range of it's so bad it's good, in terms of like entertainment value. Like you're not watching this show. I'm not watching this show to be like, oh wow, what's gonna happen next with these girls? What's interesting, engaging? I am watching this show because I'm like, what fucking weird ass horny horseshit are you gonna pull out of your ass?
I need to know how many technique names you can develop.
And apparently there's a fucking wall of them.
There's a lot.
There is a lot of them, and each one of them as ridiculously sounding as the other. And when they're happening, you're like, holy fucking shit. And you're like, money was put into this. There was a budget on this show. Mm-hmm. People were like, this is going to be a series.
And they dubbed it.
And they dubbed it, bro. There was like, they took the... Dude, the dub is so fucking good. The dub is... Because the dub is great because they do the show with such a sincerity. They do it with such a, like when they're doing the voice acting for it, they're like, don't play it up. Don't try and be like sarcastic or like jokey about it. Like when you deliver these lines,
it's very normal.
Deliver them as seriously and as contextually as possible. So like at least
that language is so normal in that.
Well,
like,
yeah. Well, yes.
Like, her ass is doing this. Her ass is doing that. Yeah. Is that her nipple? Why is her nipple so hard? I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Vacuum butt cannon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, how many times they said that in that last episode? I was like, if this girl says vacuum butt cannon one more time.
Tangent. Off tangent. Funimation. I'm not subscribed to you, and I don't plan on to. Maybe. Possibly. But here's the thing I need to ask you as a free person, as a person who doesn't pay for your account, but at least uses your program. Get a wider variety of ads. I'll go through.
Oh my God, I know. It's like the same 3 ads.
If I hear Kevin Hart yell "what" one more goddamn time, I'm going lasagna. What?
I love that it's Dave Grohl though.
Yeah,
that was the first time I'd ever seen that commercial, and I was like, "What?"
And then Brett Favre shows up randomly in a bathtub, and you're like, "What the fuck?" It is lasagna. Tomorrow is mañana. What?
Who's Tanya?
It's Tanya. And they're like, LL Cool J's in this, telling him to roll down the window. It's like, you know you can listen to Sirius XM not in your car, right? What? You know you can listen to it on your phone, right? What?
Oh my God.
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's LOL whatever. What? I'm like, oh my fucking God, stop. The Cookie Kingdom game?
Oh. Dark cacao cookie.
Dude,
that is cemented in my brain is him saying dark cacao cookie.
Cacao cookie.
Also, I love Michelle Phan is in that commercial just to say her name, but they never show her voice acting anything.
I know.
Which I've known Michelle Phan for fucking years, early YouTube days, and I was like, holy shit! And then it never showed her voice acting. I was like, is she a part of the cast? Why was she in the commercial?
I was trying to figure out like who'd you get for this fucking game? Like it looked
Wizard
like a
Cookie.
I play Wizard Cookie.
What was the gingerbread one?
Ginger Brave.
Ginger Brave.
I play Ginger Brave.
And Lily Pichu's one of the fucking voice actresses.
And she plays like some high screechy like.
Of course.
Yeah, and then fucking what was the last line? It's like, it's not hard being brave. I'm like, this is some cringe shit, bro. I can't. Get some new ads, Funimation. Get some new ads.
How many times I accidentally clicked into the Lowe's commercial one? I kept opening a Lowe's tab so many times. I was like, why? Why? But yeah, it was literally like those 3 commercials.
Oh,
and
God.
they do that stuff all, like, every couple months, it's exactly the same thing with Funimation. It'll.
Oh, yeah.
Hello?
Was that thunder?
That was lightning.
Oh, shit.
That's thunder.
You caught that. Holy shit.
It was so bright. It literally, like, lit up my whole window.
Ladies and gentlemen, Florida.
Yeah, welcome. We're filming late at night, which is when, you know, Mother Nature says hello.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I was planning on going to run tonight, but pass on that.
Get electrocuted.
Yeah. Hit me. Hit me. Are you going to lose weight or I'm going to die? Either way.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, got a little hardcore there for a second. But yeah, tangent from kept on saying vacuum butt cannon. That's right. The series. I went on my Kevin Hart rant. The ridiculousness of the show is what really kind of like ups it and everything like that. But like, if it's definitely not in your wheelhouse of things you want to watch, like if you're not into sports anime, if
you're not into fan service based animes.
I think that was my biggest thing, was like, this is definitely a fan service based anime. Like, it's definitely designed for, like, you know, here you want to be horny on your manga while your main characters are all like lewdly dressed and everything like that. Here you go, and that's basically what it is. I will never get over the line of, she's sensitive in her downstairs area. And then it just being a shot of her. Oh, yeah. No, it is.
But then they're like, and then she clarifies what she means by that. And they're like, oh, so that's what you meant by downstairs area. And I'm like, that doesn't stop the fact that I just saw a full frontal shot of her, like, very clearly. I mean, and the swimsuit outlines it. Yeah, the swimsuit outlines it pretty well.
Oh, yeah,
and
no,
I was just like,
it's drawn like a hentai, where it's
draw me like a hentai. Draw me like one of your hentai girls.
Why do you look like a toaster strudel?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God. Yeah, it's a time and a half, but for our entertainment value, do you want to whip out those power names now, just so we can get it? Give you.
I just want to give you a lot of these things we obviously missed because they were only put in the manga.
Yeah,
there's some, like the X breast assault. Most of these have pictures too. So
excuse me, officer. She gave me the X breast assault. I need to file charges.
Oh, Rio uses it. Overview. By using her breasts, which are extremely long, Rio swings away her breasts. What is this statement?
Rio swings away her breast.
What? Why does it say swings away? Where do they go? They just
she shook her boobs like boomerangs.
That's it. That's the whole thing. It just swings her breasts away.
Thanks,
where do they go?
Thanks, fan wiki.
Do they come back?
Oh my God.
Yeah, so this wiki, which bless the person whoever did this.
Some absolute chat of a person.
So they separated into chest techniques, hip and butt techniques, which is the longest one, combination techniques, throwing, acceleration, and special abilities.
Special. There's
only 2 acceleration ones, which K acceleration and then the smooth butt acceleration, which I think was in the anime.
Was it?
I feel like, oh my lord, spring nipple throw.
Oh, I think I remember that one.
I think that, yeah.
Who uses that one? Who uses
Yeah, it was dubbed the nipple full throw, shoulder throw.
Hey,
that's what her judo move.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, the dub changed some of the names, so.
Yeah. Still hit. They still hit. They still get the point across.
By using her judo skills, Sayaka is also able to use the throwing technique in Keijo. By firstly hardening her nipples, Sayaka puts all of her strength into her nipples. She then hooks her opponent's swimsuit by using her nipples before lifting and throwing them to the ground.
Does she use her nipples in that technique?
Right? I don't know. I'm not sure. Don't know if nips are a part of this or not.
Yeah, I can't confirm that. I don't know.
What? Fatality attacks.
Whoa, wait, what? What? Huh? Oh my god.
It's a Oh my god, look at the picture. So she hits her jaw on her ass and it has like a Mortal Kombat x-ray of her brain.
She gave her a concussion with her ass cheeks.
It's a special ability possessed by Hanabi Kawaii? Kawaii?
Kawaii.
No, it's not. It's missing one eye.
Oh.
She mastered the pressure points. As such, Hanabi is capable of targeting the weak spots on the human body by using both her butt and chest. I almost read that wrong.
Isn't that...
So far, Hanabi is seen to be able to target the jaw, solar plexus, nape, and the heart to cripple her opponents. This bitch straight killing people.
Isn't that the same chick? No, wasn't the one girl who had like the vision and she can tell like the weak points on her opponents and everything like that? Wasn't that the same? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. But I didn't know she can kill people with that shit.
Yeah, but basically, it's what it's...
Death by dump truck, apparently.
Hold on, I want to look... Oh, God.
Death by prime shitter. I don't know.
Why does it gotta be prime, though?
I mean, because we're choice cuts.
You know there's a special ability called Berserk Mode.
Oh.
There's butt shape-shifting and butt smell.
Oh.
Okay, I need to know what Berserk Mode is.
Is it just depression? Is it just guts theme?
Oh, it's a state a Keijo player can enter by using various means. Oh, that's from the manga.
Oh.
It's drawn very much like Berserk.
Oh.
After entering this state, a player is able to gain extra attack power, durability, and speed. Additionally, they are also physically strengthened. I think they did this in the anime.
Possibly.
Because, yeah. The ability also allows them to go on a rampage, continuously destroying anything around them. Despite this, they may have time limits of using their power.
You know that photo of they did for the Avengers poster where they they made fun of like how like Black Widow's pose, like her with her ass cheek out. So somebody did a drawing of it just being the other Avengers in that same pose.
Yeah.
Imagine the Avengers, but all the fight scenes were like Keijo. like the Hulk goes Hulk smash, and you just see his dummy cheeks just go gamma wave.
Oh God. So one of the special abilities, which soft butt is one of the special abilities.
That's what the redheaded chick has. Yeah.
She's so soft she can just take the blows. She's just so soft. And Cerberus is also a special ability.
Yeah, I was trying to.
But there's one called auto suggestion.
Can you search through Google on her ass cheeks? Is that what?
Okay, so the little, because whoever put this together put like little snippets of these abilities from the manga, like they took little screenshots, and this just says, "Give my ass light and energy."
What? Is it like a
fairs of our wonderful world, give my ass light and energy.
Is it a butt prayer?
Oh, it's the fairy. Oh, okay. So she uses auto suggestion in order to emperor herself by activating the fairy butt.
That doesn't explain
She has a strong willpower to believe in fairies. Thus, by using auto-suggestion, she is able to draw out more strength effectively. It's that whole thing about her, like, making herself believe that fairies are real is how she's able to use it.
Yeah.
That fairies aren't real. She can, like, get so into her subconscious that she can, like, unlock and be like, I believe in fairies.
The fairies aren't real, but her going into that level of subconsciousness right? And unlocking... She took DMT before she walked out in the fucking pool, and she's just a fucking kaiju version of Joe Rogan. Just fucking horse tranquilizer. Here we fucking go.
God damn. Because I remember them explaining that like, because they were like, there's no way fairies are real. And they're like, and of course, like one homegirl that's in charge of explaining everything, she's like, they're not. It's just she can lock into her subconscious and make herself believe they're real. And I'm like,
yeah, she can
who the fuck?
Yeah, she can just do this other fantastical shit. Because we're grounded in reality in this fucking anime.
I will say that honestly sounds so. You know, oh God, what's that weightlifter dude? Eddie,
Gordo? Nah, it's
the
Tekken.
the dude that he has like the heaviest deadlift right now. I think he's
Wasn't the guy who was thinking about his wife passing away and everything like that? Or was that was a different dude?
no, that was the Olympic thing.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
no. This is just a weightlifter. I've watched his whole like short documentary on his YouTube channel about it. But like when he did the lift, he like almost killed himself because he started having a bloody nose and he like went into a coma and all this for a little while. But he kind of did, like, in order to do that, he went to, like, therapy and stuff, and I think he did a little bit of hypnosis, he said, but he did that in order to unlock that part of his subconscious that allows him to use more of his strength, because they were talking about, like, if a mother, you know, gets into a car wreck, her car is upside down, and like her child is inside of it, she'll get that activation of like strength to all of a sudden be able to move the car.
Yeah, some semblance of chemical reaction.
Yeah, and it's a thing because we only use 70% of our power or like our strength on a daily basis. Like that's all we're able to naturally unlock.
Yeah.
And so so that's actually kind of possible.
Yeah, well,
bitch believing in fairies.
I mean, well, yeah, but like a lot of that's unlocked through like also like fight or flight and those natural
because
reactions.
what he did, and he doesn't talk about it too much in detail, but what he did was he went into the bathroom and he puts himself in a very, very dark place, and it does typically reference his children getting harmed. In some way. He doesn't obviously go into detail about what it is, but he says it is very, very dark. And he said when he was about to do the lift and he came out of the bathroom, he ripped the damn door off the hinges because he was so aggressively ready.
So it probably was like he put himself in like a fight or flight mode, especially if it is involving your kids. He probably was able to like, which is fucking insane. Like in terms of not only like he got getting himself to that mode just from willpower, but also like, are you okay, bro?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
obviously you did it with the advisory of a therapist, but all of that is to say that, you know, bitch believing in fairies, and it's kind of possible.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean,
anyways.
Should be wildin', man.
Ooh, gravity ass.
Is that the name of the Gravity Falls porn?
They have the Hip of Babylon. Do you remember that in the fucking show?
Yeah. No, the Hip of Babylon isn't that the fucking the wall of butt cheeks? Is that
yes.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's the Sorcerer Supreme wall. Just of
gravity ass, the connection between butt and gravity.
Sir Isaac Newton's law of.
I don't know who Hikaru is. I don't think we've met this character.
Hikaru.
Hikaru's butt is known as the gravity ass. She has the heaviest butt in Japan. As such, she can tilt the land by just putting her butt downwards, disrupting the balance. She's able to tilt up to a 50-ton platform. Whee!
Yeah, I was like, can't you tilt my face?
Oh, good lord! You definitely want to suffocate.
Dude, no, that's just all right. Let me go take a seat. Oh god, he's dead. I killed him.
Some in the chest techniques. You have the 1.6 kilo breast cannon and breast napalm, which we did get to see the napalm. We saw that in the show.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
There should be a picture. If it also was in the anime, thankfully this person also puts a picture from the anime when it happens.
Right, because they assume.
They're just.
Oh yeah.
That was the black-haired girl from the East.
Yeah, East. I thought you meant West.
Yes, East.
That's West Patrick.
West. Gigantic Pie Pile Piper.
That's the one where it's the twisty of the.
The Hell in Heaven internal bust release. K-Cup Magnum. Massive boob bomb. See, but then there's the Pie Pile Piper, the Pie Pile Full Piper, the Pie the Flash, and the Pie Punch. It's a lot. What is New Love Kiss? What the Paladin Knight's
Kiss,
bus?
Kiss, fall in love.
Quick Draw Breast Sword.
Chris Draw.
Rail Pie Gun. Rock Pile Anchor. What the fuck is something? Rising Dragon Breast.
No, you know what this dude did? He had a dartboard.
Sonic Cheech. down till chapter 147. Jesus.
Jeez.
By slamming their breasts against one another, the user can produce a wind blade capable of cutting their target. The user can also launch the projectiles multiple times by repeatedly slamming their breasts over and over
It's
again.
like Guile Sonic Boob, but with boobs. Sonic Boob.
Oh my god.
Holy
It's also alternatively known as just Sonic Breast.
That's literally what it is. Dude played Street Fighter once, apparently. Sonic Boob.
Butt hurricane. Wow.
With a butt hurricane. Yeah.
Beheading butt sword.
What?
Beheading butt sword. Came out in chapter 135. Ambushing her opponent, Saya suddenly assaults them before catching their face by using her butt. Therefore, by utilizing the opponent, she catches earlier as a sword. Saya then throws their first opponent to the other opponent with a great amount of strength, beheading their head. What? While the first opponent manages to survive, Saya manages to drown them and drown the other one onto the ground.
Do we kill people in the later chapters? Holy shit! Maybe we know why there wasn't another season.
Oh my god, look at the picture.
Let me see this shit. Oh.
So she gets one opponent, she gets their head in between her butt cheeks, and then uses that person to swing at another opponent, which then that means their feet behead the other opponent, and then she just drowns the person that's between her ass cheeks. I don't even know.
That's apparently this shit gets steep.
That's a lot.
Do they like go in the Keijo's like, oh, by the way, fatalities are legal, and they're like, what?
Chainsaw hip.
Do they like? Is there like underground Keijo?
Oh my god.
Oh my! It's like Fight Club Keijo, where they're like, don't talk about Keijo, fucking people just die.
Oh, maybe.
Oh my god.
I don't know. This all looks like this is just shit. Because these are like some of these are just by the characters that we've met. There's actually not, from my understanding, there's not many more characters. There is this group of characters called the Five Butts. So I guess
are the
they're
five
like,
butts.
yeah, I guess they're probably like cream of the crop. I don't even know.
But.
Enhanced butt. Oh yeah, that's the. Yeah, there's fairy butt, full power Cerberus, flying butt / claw, god hip impact,
God
hammer hip,
hammer hip. These hammers are hip.
hip nip shock,
Hip.
heavy bow butt spear, high bolt chair, muscle ass. Okay,
Muscle ass. Pretty self-explanatory.
pulse ass, piercing fang butt. What in the hell?
Piercing fang butt.
Shooting butt star,
No,
scorpion butt shot.
He had to have had like a dartboard with like various like
Just
words,
words.
and then like it's like one dartboard is like just words put together, and it's either like ass, boob, nip.
How many type of vacuum butt cannons there are?
Oh my god.
There's type O, type 1, type 2, type 2 butt restraint, type 2 rear end, and model 3 Fujian evil butt. I gotta know what the fuck this one is.
Oh my god. It's fucking.
It came out. This was like towards the end of the series because it's 175.
Oh my
That
God.
chapter is a variation of the vacuum butt cannon. So she like gets all these variations. Nozomi.
It's like King Kai forms in Dragon Ball, and he's got to learn a different form.
Firstly, Nozomi raised the ambient temperature by shaking her swimsuit bottoms to collect a large amount of air pressure within her butt. She then lunges at the opponent while in the process releasing a relatively large tornado out of her butt. Nozomi can rival the double lightning spear by using this technique, apparently.
Okay.
In Japanese mythology, Fujin is the god of wind, so
Yeah.
I don't think Fujin asked for that.
Fujin just like.
Bitch, what?
What?
God, there's so many. I gotta look at throwing techniques. Hold on.
Throw it back technique.
There's also combination techniques.
Twerk technique.
So the combination techniques, there's not that many. There's butt punch, bright bridge, straight drop, double butt bridge, depth charge, cherry blossom butt, double butt Gatling, which we did see in the anime. Hip train with 2 P's.
Hip.
Killing method battleship butt. Oh my god. Okay, triple butt shot, but then there's vacuum X beheading butt sword. So you can do both, apparently, at once. Water moon killer is the last one. I need to know about this vacuum, but what? Okay, so they do it together. It's the 2 of them. The girl that can do the sword and Nozomi.
Huh.
The strength of Saya's beheading butt sword is passed to Nozomi and is combined with the power of vacuum butt cannon. Despite this, Saya can't fully control it, as seen when they first used this against this character. Yeah. As a result, Saya accidentally lets Nozomi away as she loses her grip. Oh, I guess she lets go of her. What the fuck?
I don't know, man. I don't know. That's basically Keijo.
Yeah, if you just want a fun time, you can just go through the freaking wiki and see everything.
Just listen to the word scrabble that is all the techniques in this fucking show that we apparently don't even know about. I will say this for coming back from our little break and everything. I think this was a good show to go with. Yeah, I think it was a good.
It was actually really easy to watch.
Yeah, surprisingly enough, like it was an easy watch. Mostly, I think it was just because to me didn't seem like there was much depth in the anime. Yeah. Apparently, the manga gets deeper.
Oh yeah, there's they talk about people's parents that have died and shit.
Dead parents. Yeah. Nothing says anime than your parents are dead. It's like a fucking Disney movie. You see it? Fucking parent dead, whatever.
They don't exist at all. I don't know.
Yeah, fucking.
I was spawned under a rock.
Whole families? We do half families around here, sir. Broken families is where we're at, Disney. Fuck.
God.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, if you're just curious to watch it and you really feel like it may not be your shtick or whatever, for at least a laugh and at least some enjoyment, I say at least the last 4 episodes, just for the series of it all. The clips are on YouTube as well. You want to just watch that stuff too. If you want to give the full series a watch, it's not that hard to watch. Nothing along those lines. Why I say, is it an in-depth watch? Do I think it is a critical thinking up there with the greats of Akira and a Miyazaki fucking pinky up at the Academy Award-winning film? Fuck.
Well,
no,
of course not. I don't think it was meant to be.
No, this is smut.
Jesus.
This is what it is. But it is. It's at least a fun time. If you're looking, and I'm gonna preface this too, because as I punch the mic stand in disgust with you, because I know you being horny. No, this ain't really good to jerk off to.
Oh.
This isn't really no.
Yeah, no, don't do
yeah,
that.
It's not. Yeah, don't. Yeah, this isn't worth your time in terms of that. Cause it's at no point besides the fan service stuff does it get to the point where it's becomes porn. It rides that line of even softcore, but it mostly wants to be an actual show.
Yeah.
But
it's just riding a weird wave.
Ooh, is it riding that wave, bro? It gets real steep. Those are my words.
Well,
those are my thoughts. You have any parting things to say before we end off this one?
No, not really. It's pretty much. Yeah, no, I think I've said everything.
Yeah, we've said.
I don't really have a lot.
Yeah, like much of it said with this series, there's not too much or whatever. This is probably gonna be a little more of a shorter month too, because next time on Metal Waifu, we'll be going into our metal episode. We'll be talking about the new Horna Shore
EP.
We won't be talking about the full album. We'll be talking about the first. There are 3 new songs with their new lead singer. I forget his name. Will Ramos.
Fucking incredible.
So we'll be getting into that next time on Metal. Whoa. Ciao. Waifu.
Jesus.
I'm gonna waifu. All right. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
See ya.
Deuces.